Hey, welcome to the Empowered Coach podcast. My guest today is Ifi from IfiLifts. Welcome, Ifi. How are you today?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm amazing. Thank you. So I would love to start the show just by finding out a bit about you and your business. If you'd like to, run through maybe a bit of your fitness background and what your current business looks like.
Yeah, so my kind of story with fitness was all the way back when I was 9 years old. So funnily enough, I was in a place where they sell bathroom stuff with my parents, and an older man saw me and said she's told for her age she should play volleyball. So I started playing volleyball and then kind of fell in love with it pretty much immediately, played volleyball throughout school, and then kind of like had some health issues, which kind of caused me to take a step back, and then went to uni, fell out of my healthy habits and went into a really kind of dark place where I didn't have a healthy relationship with food or exercise, and caused me to gain 20 pounds. And I did a lot of research, I did a lot of trial and error and kind of figure out what worked and what didn't work. And I realized how much it changed my whole life, not just my body. And I know a lot of women who struggle with the same thing. So I wanted to help them get through it. So I decided as soon as I ended my uni degree, finished my university degree in biology, to go get a PT qualification and now help women heal their relationship with food, fall in love with their body, and just feel happier in general with themselves.
Wow, that sounds like quite a journey that you've been on physically, mentally, educationally. Really interesting. So often it's the case we kind of have to go through our own journey of healing before we can help heal other people. So is there anything like specifically that you help women with, like overcome?
Yes, so it's mainly the mindset of all or nothing. So most people, especially women, when they try to lose weight, they hyperfixate on the scale, which is very unhealthy, especially because our hormones fluctuate a lot. So it's kind of like taking a step back and tracking progress in other measures as well, taking in all of the wins. So then we can kind of build momentum and stack up that confidence kind of boost and kind of let go of that all or nothing mindset. So if I ate something that I thought I wasn't supposed to eat, it's not necessarily a bad food, but it's just something I wanted and I had it and it's fine. We just move on from it instead of going into the spiral of I ruined everything, I'm not gonna make progress ever, might as well just give up now. So it's just kind of getting women out of that mindset and focusing on what we are doing correctly and what we can add to our lifestyle that is beneficial rather than what we can remove.
Nice. And with your business, when did you make the decision to like become an online coach? How did that transpire?
So I decided to start working in a gym in person to begin with, and that kind of requires you to work a certain amount of shifts. And I was living quite far away, so I couldn't come and go whenever I wanted, like most PTs usually do. And I realized that I couldn't realistically be there at 6 a.m., then go back home, then go back from my shift, and then have clients, and then go home at 12 but be up at 5 so I can be there at 6. So it was limiting how many people I could help. It was affecting my health and my kind of mentality. Like it didn't feel worth it in a way, because if I'm putting my health on the side to help other people, then that kind of defeats the point because I cannot be a good example for them. So online coaching kind of gave me the opportunity to help more women without affecting my health in a negative way.
Nice. Yeah, it's something I've talked about before, is that in-person PT trap. It's funny, people outside the industry, they always think personal training is such a cushy job, and they're like, hey, you just get to swan in and do a few sessions and swan home. But like the reality of it is like, yeah, you're up super early in the morning to train clients, and then you might be back in the gym late in the evening, not home till 10, 11 o'clock at night. And those like maybe even 5, 6 clients in a day feels like you've worked a 12-hour day and you're super drained. So yeah, I always think there's a roof to it, but I do think you can blend the both. You can still have some in-person clients and train people online, but it definitely allows you to have a better work-life balance, I feel. What challenges did you face when you decided to take your business online? Like, how did you start, and what were the challenges that you faced?
Honestly, when I first started, everyone made it sound really, really easy, and that you just post content and people just want to work with you, which is not the case now. Might have been the case when online coaching first became a thing, but it's not now. And there is so much information out there, so many personal trainers, and there's everyone just saying the same thing. So it's really difficult to see like what makes me different, like why would someone pick me over someone else. And it's a bit of an imposter syndrome because it makes you not want to post, but then posting gets you out there. So it's kind of, what am I doing? It's very confusing, kind of makes you feel lost. And then it's just trying to figure out a structure, which is why I kind of like reached out for help, because I knew I wanted to help people. I knew the message I wanted to send. I just didn't know how to get it out there and how to kind of make people listen to me, if that makes sense. Because, I just thought if someone has a lot more following, they're going to listen to them. Why would they listen to me? Or they have 20 years of experience. Why would they listen to me? I've only got 1 year of experience. So that's what I struggled with.
Yeah, I think every PC, an online coach, aspiring online coach, will have those same thoughts and the little devil on their shoulder. And I have it too. It's like there's always going to be that sense of, am I good enough? There's always other people that are going to be better than me. I've definitely seen you come on a bit of a journey, though, in terms of your confidence and the quality of content that you're putting out there. What was there anything that helped you, like from the start when you first started posting content to like where you are now with like putting together, videos and talking videos and that sort of stuff?
I would say just repeating the process of talking to the camera gave me the confidence of not trying to be someone else, because I felt like I was trying to put on a persona that is just incredibly excited, which I was excited, but I was smiling too much. My eyes were wide open. I looked like, I don't know, someone had a gun to my head and it's like, oh, make it as exciting as physically possible. And I think it just looked a little bit fake in a way, at least from my point of view, maybe not for other people because they didn't know, but I had to do so many takes. And the difference from now, when I first started, to now, where I can do things in maybe 1 or 2 takes and I feel more confident and comfortable to be myself, is the biggest difference. So it's just have a lot of practice, and that kind of what make the biggest difference.
Nice. Curious to know, like, if you had to start all over again, like rewind the clock to when you first began, and you touched on, people make it sound super easy, and obviously there's so many ads and mentorships and stuff like that pushing that kind of false marketing down people's throats. You can make this much money and it's super easy to do. People get swept along with that and believe it until they maybe experience it and understand that, well, actually, maybe it's not quite that easy. But is there anything you would do if you could rewind the clock and start again that might make you move quicker or take a different direction?
I would stop overthinking it. I would just post, and then I would try and help people as much as possible. Although the thing is now I find it that people are quite resistant to getting help, whether that is all of the selling that is happening now online, or if it's just lack of belief in themselves or lack of belief in your service, or even just they don't like you. Could be that simple. But I would just say, just keep posting, be yourself, and you're going to find the right people that want to work with you and that you want to work with them, because that's super important as well, to like the people you're working with. So I would also be a bit more selective as well with who I'm working with, rather than just work with anyone. Because even if their goal matches who I want to help, their mindset might not be quite there where I can even help them improve their mindset. Because if they're not in a space to change, you can't help them change.
I think you touched on sometimes online it feels like people don't want help or they're not receptive to help. I think what we've seen in the industry is a bit of a breakdown in trust just from the volume of people kind of getting spammed and oversold too. Obviously, there's been a huge influx of online coaches and just general people trying to sell you stuff in your DMs. About you, but I get, daily DMs from someone trying to offer me something. So I think the kind of trust building process from the period that someone interacts with you has become so important now in terms of building that trust to the point that they're ready to buy from you. It's not just like they're instantly going to trust you in the conversation. So I think it definitely takes like a longer cycle. With the mindset stuff that you brought into the conversation at the end there, your current ideal clients, where might they be at the moment with their mindset? What problems are they facing? What things are they thinking in their head?
I would say the main problem that they're facing would be the all or nothing mindset, kind of going on a diet to lose the weight as soon as possible. And that's the goal, so that they can go back to eating as normal, which is obviously just not going to work, because if you're going back to what you used to do, then you're going to look like you used to do. And the other thing I would say is they feel guilty every time they eat something that is bad. They say, or they refuse things because, I'm trying to be good, all those kind of things, and kind of puts the blame on themselves for not being able to be consistent enough or disciplined enough. But it's not really about the discipline. It's more about kind of making it realistic to the point where you can be disciplined with it and consistent with it, because just trying to do 10K steps a day and work out every day and eat only whole foods and no chocolate and no bread and no pasta and no nothing that you enjoy, you're just going to be miserable. You're not going to enjoy it, and it's just unrealistic. I couldn't be consistent with that. I eat chocolate every day. I eat crisps every day sometimes, swap between the two. But they're some of my favorite snacks, and I grew up eating them, and I'm not just going to stop eating them completely, even when I'm in a deficit. You just have to make it realistic.
Yeah, I'm the same. I can't go a few days without some Biscoff in my life, or it's like some sort of chocolate pistachio variation. At the moment, that's everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's a really positive message. And it sounds like it's more about sustainable fitness than, you're going on a cut for this particular date. Have you got a unique approach or methodology that you like to use with your clients?
Yeah, so I've got the reclaim method. So that's kind of going into R is for release the rules. So that's about mindset. Any rules that we have about food that are not beneficial to us, we just kind of work through them. It's not necessarily a specific phase. We just kind of, as we go, we just work on that. We have Eat to Nourish, which is choosing foods that are gonna nourish our body and fuel our gym sessions. They're gonna fuel our mind. We're gonna have more energy. So all that kind of stuff. And then we have Change How We Move. So instead of trying to do endless hours of cardio and then go to the gym every day and just strive to be as small as possible, we just kind of change the narrative to just train to be as strong as we can, as energized as we can, as authentic to ourselves as we can, so we can be confident. And then we have Live in Live in alignment. So that's kind of making it part of your routine. So that's just who you are. And then aim is about activating your inner momentum. So it's just building up those small habits, those small wins to build that confidence in yourself, to just keep going and keep going instead of focusing on the negative, focus on the positive, and just build a lifestyle that you're proud of and that supports your goals and that supports you doing what you want to do. So celebrating out with friends without feeling that you're missing out. You don't have to say no to plans. It's just about enjoying your life, but staying healthy while you're doing that.
Wow, the program sounds incredible. That sounds amazing. I'm sure it's getting people good results. One thing that some PTs find a challenge, and I don't know if this is true for you, is before and afters. Because sometimes that can send the wrong message, or it can create an environment where you even attract the wrong people, right? You attract people that are just looking for a result, a quick fix. How, like, is that true for you? Like, how do you feel about before and afters? And like, what results do you like to lead with in terms of you could expect this from my program?
So regarding the before and afters, I feel like because people do want the result, they don't necessarily want a coach, they want the results. So it is what sells. But the thing that I found the most as well with the people that I have worked with, especially because I worked with quite a few Muslim women, they don't want to share the results. So even if I do get the results, I can't kind of show them. So it's a lot more about how much energy they're gaining from the program as well, and how much they don't feel tired doing daily things anymore. And it's about, I've lost my train of thought there, how they feel about themselves, I think is the most important thing there. So if they're feeling confident in themselves, if they look in the mirror and they don't hate what they see and they don't just bully themselves, because so many women just look in the mirror and just bully themselves every single day. And I say to so many of them, if you wouldn't say that to someone you love, you shouldn't be saying that to yourself. And I think that's so important, because if you're not loving yourself, it's very difficult to make changes. You can't just hate yourself into a better version of yourself, because how do you even do that? That doesn't even make sense. So I would say the most important results is the confidence. So just having people fit in a dress that they didn't fit before, that they want to fit into, that makes me happy. I feel like I've succeeded as a coach. Or feeling confident to go out and wear a crop top, go to the gym in shorts and a sports bra and feel confident doing that and not feel the need to hide. All that kind of thing is the most important thing for me, rather than before and after, is how we feel in ourselves.
Yeah, I love that. It reminded me of a quote someone said to me actually last week: you can't hate yourself into a better life.
Yeah.
And it's so true, isn't it? Like breaking that emotional thinking pattern to enable yourself, with a better fitness or business or whatever you want in life. Where would you like to see IfiLifts, your business, like 5 years or 10 years? Is there anything that you would want to kind of grow it into? What could it look like in that time period?
That's a long kind of period to think far ahead to. But honestly, if it's that far away, I would like to think that I will help so many women to change their relationship with food, exercise, and themselves, and hopefully create a lovely community, even have some in-person events, maybe get to meet my clients relatively often, especially if they're based in England, since that's where I'm based. But yeah, that would be lovely, actually, to just have like a big community of like-minded people who just want to keep improving themselves. And I want just everyone to be happy in their body, because I know how much of a dark place it can be to just straight up hate yourself and everything you do. So that's my main goal, to just create a big community of happy women that are like-minded and want to be healthy and happy.
Love that. Well, you can definitely do that, and I'm going to help manifest it for you now as I think about that vision, because it is super inspiring. And I think the journey that you've been through, you can help so many women feel happier in their bodies and fall back in love with themselves and with their life again. So yeah, I wish you so much luck with your business in the future. I'll drop your social links in the description if anyone wants to follow you and your journey or reach out for help. And thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.